So check it, man. Look, talk about something today, man. There's a lot of, I don't know, a lot of animosity towards white blacks. I think there's some white people that claim that, they want to have peace now. They don't believe in slavery. They don't believe it was right. You know, this, that, and the other. They don't have a problem. And, then they want to sit there and wonder why, they think black people have the problem, that they're the motherfuckers racist. First of all, they can't be racist because they're not in a position to impose themselves upon anybody or oppress anybody. They may be prejudiced, but the prejudices are based on fucking my bad. Let me turn my shit around. Are based on fucking facts, man, and they should be upset. You know what I'm saying? Here's the deal. I got to thinking about this shit real hard, man. Try to put myself in their shoes, man. How would I feel if my ancestors, my grandfathers and my great-great-grand, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Okay, free labor, man. Free labor, man. We're treated the way, let's don't even go with the way they were treated. That's a whole other goddamn ball game there. That's fucking pathetic. But anyway, just slavery alone and made to work for free. And the money that was made in this country by people because off of their free labor, man, the way this country was able to become the economic power and military power that it is now is off of the fucking backs of the goddamn slaves, dude. It's a fucking fact. So therefore, and then they're set free. And they're set free in a system that is, we have capitalism. Our shit is based on capitalism. You know what? Capitalism works real great, man. As long as you got some goddamn capital, as long as you got that old money, but capitalism don't work for somebody who ain't got no capital. And you release these people with no capital, nothing. You give them nothing but freedom. That's all you give them. Freedom. That's it. And there's no old money there to build upon. All they are, they're disenfranchised right then when it comes to capitalism and a capitalistic government. They're disenfranchised because they have no fucking capital. They have nothing to start with. There's no old money for families to fucking build upon. They build upon nothing, dog. And that's almost, and then you throw, on top of it, you can't drink out the same goddamn water fountain. I mean, they had slaves that did nothing but nurse goddamn white babies all the goddamn time. Sucking on the white babies, sucking on the goddamn slaves, the black slaves fucking titty. But yet, when they free them, you don't want to drink out the same water fountain, though. That's fucking insane. But anyway, so, it just don't work for them, right? So, talk about reparations, man. I'm talking about reparations. They get nothing. And then, you look at the Jews. The Jews got reparations. So we went over there and fought for them, made sure, and pretty much defeated Hitler so they could be goddamn free and still get them reparations. And then you take the Indian, he got reparations. And it was a bad situation, man. I mean, they went through hell and back, lost their land and everything. We gave them something, I don't think we gave them enough, but we gave them something. And, and then people would argue that point. Well, the slavery has been so long and maybe it wasn't as bad as the Jews, or maybe it wasn't as bad as what happened with the Indian. That's why they haven't gotten, reparations yet. But then I learned something I didn't really know. In World War II, man, the Japs that were over here, Japanese citizens and shit, they were putting them goddamn motherfucking, pretty much female-like captives. They would put the goddamn caged up in tents. They lived in a tent for what, a few weeks, maybe a few months. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't, compared to the goddamn Jew and to the Indian, they didn't get treated it wasn't that bad. And they got reparations. They got $40,000 apiece for any descendant or anybody that could prove, that their family had been locked up in the camps, and held like that during World War II. They got, I think Reagan gave it to them, man, in the 80s, man. Reagan gave it to them. So now you've got a bar set where maybe let's call the Indians the worst and the Jews, let's call it a tie, right? And then you've got the Japanese. They got them. Man, you mean to tell me, you can't tell me that slavery and what happened to the black African and what happened to them over here and how they were done afterwards and set freedom to have no money or nothing. You can't tell me that wasn't worse than the goddamn what the Japs went through. And they got something, so boom. Come on, man. Give these people what you owe them. For real, man. They're owed reparations, man. And, a lot of black people I've talked to are about reparations. But a lot of them are like, fuck it, man, we're tired of begging. We're not going to beg for reparations. We're going to keep asking y'all for shit. Because, we're just going to goddamn make it on our own, Because that's what they did. And then, of course, when they did, you got the Black Wall Street in Wilmington, Oklahoma. There's a few more where they come and burnt the goddamn town down. That's the whole, look into that shit. Look into those two things and you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, you know, that's how they feel. You know, maybe they, you know, they think they deserve, but they ain't gonna ask. You know what? Here's the deal. Put myself in their shoes, right? I'm thinking to myself, well, is there some white people who want to be cool and everything, and they want to forget about this shit? They want to be forgiven for what they did, you know, then, and don't want to have no more animosity. Don't see them no differently, man. See them as equal, man, or cool. Weren't raised to hate for no reason and shit like that. Here's the deal. If I'm black, I'm like, until you motherfuckers stand up and fight for reparations for us, I'm talking about the common man, the poor-ass white man, the trailer park trash motherfucker, regular white people, not the rich people, the regular ones. You know what I'm saying? Until we fucking fight for the motherfuckers and get the reparations, or at least fight and, I mean, put up a man, we got the goddamn motherfucker. Hey, it's like this. There should be petitions from every goddamn state right now on the president's goddamn desk from thousands and thousands and hundreds, tens of thousands of whites, 100,000 white people, ordinary white people, saying, hey, man, let's figure out a way to pay reparations, man. Because until reparations are paid, there ain't no way no black man should look at me no goddamn way other than the way the motherfucker be looking at me, man. Like, we really don't give a fuck. We really, okay, yeah, you're free, but we really don't give a fuck about your way of life. You know, we really don't care that y'all don't get shit. We really don't care that you're born at a disadvantage, man, because probably for the most part, your family ain't got shit and ain't never had a chance to get shit other than work for slave wage. Because that's what we all do now. Slave wage. If you ain't got them somebody owning a business and making your way in this capitalistic motherfucking economy, then you working for somebody, slave wage. And that's all they had. You know, they didn't really have a jump start. They deserve because it was, man, we ain't got shit. And look, for people who didn't own slaves, if you're white and your family never owned a slave, you still got to pay some reparations, man, because you have benefited. You've benefited off the fact that this motherfucking country gives you the opportunity it gives you. And is the power economically and military-wise, it is a world power because of the money made off the backs of goddamn free labor from the slaves, man. And it's like this. There should be signatures up there, man, thousands of tens of thousands, and not one black person on that. Not one black American should have their name or have to have their signature on the motherfucker. They shouldn't have to ask for shit. We should motherfucking goddamn it be up there. All signatures of white people. All of them, goddammit, white Americans, motherfucker, saying, hey, motherfucker, get these people this. And if we done that, then I put myself in their shoes, then I would believe that you give a fuck. Then I would believe that we can coexist, that you know, that you see me as equal, that you give a fuck about me, that you want to make things right, that you really want forgiveness, that you're sincere about the forgiveness that you do want for what our ancestors done to their ancestors. You know? It would say a lot, dude. It would motherfucking make a big change. I know if I was black, it would. Say, whoa, you know, the ordinary white man went to bat for me like this, you know what I'm saying? Not because we're trying to do anything special or great, though, or that we're some type of charity work. No, man. No, you just giving them back you just paying them back what you stole from them. You know, where I come from, man, you don't get patted on the back and made to be somebody that's just so great of a person. And, oh, God, look he's just so caring and charitable, you know, and he's just so free-hearted. No, where I come from, if you owe somebody and you take something, you say you stole something from somebody and you return it, that's probation. You got probation, motherfucker. You don't get put in the goddamn pen in prison, but you do get probation because you did try to make it right and give me shit back. That's all you got. You just getting goddamn level. You just goddamn, you ain't special. You're doing what you're supposed to fucking do. You're supposed to be doing what you should have already been done. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. If I was a black man in this country, black one, whatever. If I was a black American, you know, African American, there's no goddamn way other than that I could ever really say in my heart and believe in my heart that white people really do want to be forgiven and that are living now and really do think that it was wrong and really want to make amends for what happened, man, and want us to somehow come to some kind of peaceable understanding of each other and respect for one another, that we can coexist and be brothers, man. You know, be Americans together, not separated at all, man. Not looked at differently, not looked at, you know, cracker ass motherfucker, nigger ass motherfucker, you know, let all this shit go. That's the only way it's going to happen, man. And you know what? It's the only way it should happen. Man, if you don't pay these people what you owe them, man, and give them, and at least fight for the reparations for these people, then goddamn, man, you really don't give a fuck. It ain't gonna be much out your pocket. I done figured it up. Man, they could take 0.05%, put a 0.05% tax on your income based on everyone's income. Some people don't make but 30,000. Some people make 300,000. But all the white Americans, right? And then on top of that, any goddamn motherfucking plantation owners, or any time, you can find a corporation now that is like really, really motherfucking got millions and millions of dollars, big time corporations, and can trace it back to where they got their money directly from the plantations and shit. The rich people that owned all the slaves and all the plantations. And because of that, these corporations now exist. Those corporations should have to pay also. Not just individually, but the corporation itself should have to pay at least 1%, at least 1%, a year, or 0.5%. Fuck it, and then add the years up and come to some type of compromise there about how many years you're going to do this and shit like that. And then there's one more motherfucker that's got to pay up. And that's the only cat, if you believe in this dumb shit, this motherfucking Jesus still lives shit, then guess who was living? The only person that's left living from those times would be Jesus. Everybody else is dead or waiting for the rapture or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? They're in the graves asleep until Jesus comes back. But Jesus is still alive, to hear them tell it. So if so, he was alive then. He's the goddamn reason they were able to pull it off. Because anytime there was any pushback or any resistance or any type of moral, like, oh man, this ain't right, that goddamn pastor would bring that goddamn Bible out and his congregation out there and start preaching it up, son, and showing in the Bible from the front. He used the Hamitic bullshit, where Ham done what he done, and because of that, he's supposed to be, a servant to us and to the Arab. Motherfuckers, you got in the Bible itself, it's talking about slaves and how you own them and how you should do about going about keeping slaves and how you should treat slaves, and even Jesus says, servants or slaves, be submissive to your masters. You know what I'm saying? To be cool with it. Yeah. And if anybody pushed back then the pastor said, hey, motherfucker, what are you going to do? Are you talking against God's word? Are you trying to say God's word is somehow, motherfucker, just blasphemy, right? Can't talk against God's goddamn word, man. And them motherfucker would beat the brakes off them somebody or kill them one. You know what I mean? I mean, I've heard stories about where they cut motherfucking white dudes. One white dude, he was a Quaker. They cut his goddamn arms and legs off. And the congregation did. And marched his goddamn body through the goddamn town and burned all this shit down. He had a printing press. And he was right. He was an abolitionist, right? And he was, yeah, they did that shit. All because of the goddamn pastor coming out there with the Bible talking about to go against goddamn God's word is punishment by death, motherfucker. And so that's how they do. So guess what? The church don't pay no taxes any motherfucking way in this country anyhow. I don't know about the other countries. I'm talking about this country, what we owe them. And the other countries owe them as well. They're owed by many motherfuckers. I'm talking about this country, what we owe. You gotta pay up, man. You gotta pay up. But they use that Bible. So Jesus,